Shares of Canopy Growth popping in the after hours on news. Constellation Brands is upping its stake in the cannabis company to 38%. Tim, what do you think?
Well, Bill Newlands at Constellation pointed out, and I think he's quoted something along the lines of the long-term opportunity here is outstanding and it's exciting. And this is something that they jumped in early. They actually, the intrinsic value in these warrants was they were very much in the money for the company. So it was a smart financial move. But the endorsement, it's very clear. And you've seen this even in the last 6 to 9 months as essentially Constellation is now running this company outright. They've brought in their own people. David Klein, the former CFO, is now running Canopy Growth. The investment into TerraSend in the U.S. further prepares them to be more positioned in the biggest cannabis market in the world. So I'm not surprised by this. There are many people that think, despite some of the write-downs in the assets, and look, the entire sector's been under a lot of pressure. Valuations never made sense. But this is one of the most sophisticated consumer products companies in the world saying we want to be in a very clear CPG industry, and that should be very strong endorsement for all investors.
Steve Grasso, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you have to look. You look at the other one that has a high-profile partner in a JV, not a JV, an actual real partner is Cronos. So the whole entire space has been under pressure. This morning we had negative headlines out of Tilray involving a class action lawsuit. This whole segment of the is out on the risk curve and has been hit with headwinds. But I think this could be some of the signs of light. And this is a segment of the economy and a sector that should have a bunch of tailwinds behind it. And I think now is probably the time to be buying cannabis names.
All right, let's switch gears here. Check out Bitcoin, surging more than 15% this week. Our very own crypto baller says another big breakout could be coming. So, BK, how many days is it till the halving?
It's about 11 days to the halving. And so what that means, what people should know is that, as the whole world is quantitative easing, Bitcoin's about to be quantitative hardening. So they're going to cut the daily supply, or the software is going to cut the daily supply. It doesn't mean that the price of Bitcoin is being cut in half. It just means that the daily supply is being cut in half. You might want to think about it like oil, where all of a sudden in 11 days, half the oil rigs are turned off. And so therefore that supply gets reduced. In the past, this has been a catalyst for very, 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 very big run-ups. We've had a tremendous run-up coming into this. It's got some wood to chop around 9,000. But I think in the medium to long term, you now have an asset that is going to be more scarce than gold based on the stock-to-flow ratio in an environment where the entire world is printing money.
Why isn't this a sell the news event?
It very well may be. I mean, if you look back at the last two, we've had quite a run-up. If you look back at the last two, it took about 30 to 60 days for this really to filter through the market. So you could have after this, remember, this is how the miners make their money is by those Bitcoin rewards. Right. So some of the weaker miners might actually have to sell out. But 30 to 60 days from now, we could see a nice run up again.